Good day. We are going to be looking at something somebody showed me a few years back. It's pretty interesting. It's called The Gospel in 7 Words, and it's contained in 3 sections of Ephesians chapter 2. And it's going to go as such. You were dead, but God, now therefore. So we're going to look at each one of these sections and sum them up as we go through. So the first one will be Ephesians chapter 2, and we'll be looking at verses 1 to 3, and I'll just read them here. And you he made alive who were dead in trespasses and sins, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom also we all once conducted ourselves in the lusts of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, just as the others. So what he's saying there is they were all dead in trespasses and sins, and the spirit of the power of the air is Satan and what he is doing. You were dead. And that is the first section. The second section, and the most important section, is but God. So in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 4 to 9, it has the but God. So I'll read a couple of those verses. But God, who is rich in mercy because of his great love which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved, and raised up together and made to sit together in heavenly places in Christ Jesus, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in kindness towards us in Christ Jesus. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. Here we have the key thing. The key thing is but God. And you'll notice that God made us alive even when we were dead in trespasses and sins. He did it and put us in heavenly places with Christ, still while we were dead in trespasses and sins. He made us alive. Now, some people don't like that, and they consider it to be, they like to use the term cheap grace. And I don't like the term cheap grace, because cheap still means that you pay something, just not very much. And God has made it that we pay nothing. It is a gift, and he has done it. He has worked this miracle that we cannot completely understand, but he has done it. So we have you were dead, and then but God. Now therefore, we go to Ephesians chapter 2, and we go from verse 19 till 21. So it says, starts off, now therefore, you are no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God, having been built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, which all things are built off of. That is the main stone in the building construction of yesteryear. In whom the whole building, being fitted together, grows into a holy temple in the Lord, in whom you also are being built together for a dwelling place of God in the Spirit. So we are now fellow citizens of the house of God, and we are being built on the foundation of which Christ is the chief cornerstone of that foundation, the main foundation rock. And we are sons and daughters of God who are being fitted together and being built into this holy temple, this group of believers, this church, so to speak. And it is for the point and purpose of being a dwelling place for the Spirit of God. So there we have the gospel in a nutshell. You were dead, but God, now therefore. And some people, like I said, have a problem with that. They think that it's cheap grace. It's actually free grace. It's actually a gift of God. Because remember, it says, by grace you have been saved, not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. Now, the only thing about it is that a gift can be rejected. However, it's currently in our possession. He has given it to us. He has made us alive if we want it. We can choose to reject it. So the gift is in your possession. Don't reject it, but let the Spirit of God work in you today. Hope you have yourselves a wonderful day.